Here comes the steam engine down, and where are we heading now?
We're going to the turntable, and that's the final step to getting out into the track system.
And then that's where the train gets up to the top, where all the kids are waiting and going to take their ride.
That's right.
And it's not just kids either.
No, we got lots of adults. A little index mark so he knows where to stop. And there's a little locking.
So he knows right where to stop by there's some index markings, and then it lines up. And
he rolls right over here. And then we'll turn and put him out on the track.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's pretty easy.
It is. You know, they've really thought it through. The founders that figured all this out were really brilliant and very, very hard-working people.
And so now we're going to rotate it again this way, so then it straightens up on the tracks over here. And these guys can head on out and take some people out for some rides. And I got a feeling we're going to get a ride on one of these things a little later on today.
He certainly will likely do that. Now, he has a string of cars out here that he's already brought out, so he doesn't have to spend any more time other than to pick up his cars.
Right. All right, well, let's just sit back and watch these guys roll this out onto the track. Heading on out to Fairview Park, where the Orange County Model Engineers are.
And they're making up a public train right now.
Okay.
And in the back, you'll see storage containers. The club equipment, as of about a month ago, can be stored up here without going through the transfer table and the turntable system.
So pretty much the main stuff is stored in the warehouses down below, the engines and those things, and then the little, you know, the carts and things are up here.
Well, we also have track here for store 3 club engines.
Right. I noticed this little red one here, Mackerel Flats and Goat Hill Junction Railroad. What's that all about?
Well, that's the name of our railroad.
Okay.
And every railroad picks a name.
Right.
Ours reflects the early history of the area. Mackerel Flats was the original name for Newport Beach.
Right.
And Goat Hill was the original name for this area because I guess goats grazed up here.
Yeah.
So we just adopted that as the name of the railroad.
So I guess the next thing for us to do then is to kind of walk up and watch how, once the engines are up here now, and how you guys kind of provide stuff for the public and have fun and see the park and things, right?
Yeah, I think that'd be a good step. We have public run starting in about 15 minutes.
Well, we're going to make our way, like I said, up to the top where the kids are riding their train, Terry.
Yeah, and now we're just walking by a very special locomotive. The builder of this is Mel Schmidt.
Mel, how you doing?
Good.
Tell us a little bit about your train here you have.
Well, when I started this, I kind of got conned into building this diesel electric. And I'm glad I did because I really enjoy it.
What's diesel electric mean?
Well, it's got a diesel engine, just like the real ones. It's got an alternator that makes the electricity, just like the real ones. And it has electric motors on the axles.
Okay. And it's Southern Pacific. Is that just like typical of the Southern Pacific Railroad?
Yes, this is a typical Southern Pacific Black Widow.
Does it come in a kit, or do you build this from scratch?
No.
How does this happen?
A lot of this was scratch built. Some of it came in a kit that I modified some of the kit and altered it.
A lot of fun you have?
Oh yeah, a lot of work.
Well, I understand you're getting ready to take this out. We're going to let you take it out. We're going to catch back up to Terry. Now I see they brought in this higher transfer.
Right. In order to get as many storage spaces as we could in here, they put trains on 3 levels.
Right.
And then it will go down to the other end where we have a hoist.
Right.
And hoist can raise up that high and roll it out and then drop down to the turntable.
Now, most of your trains, you guys always have them stored here, but on a day like today, you're bringing in people from the outside. So you guys have got pretty well, anything they bring it in, you're covered.
Yeah, there's a standard gauge for the track, and if someone builds to that gauge, then they can run here.
Because this is almost like what you would see in any mechanic garage. It, raises up and down to give them the right height to get it in and out of the...
That's just what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
They got it from some gas station going out of business or something.
And your guys put it in, I bet?
Yeah, they did it all.
Yeah. Here we got that high track coming right behind you, Lee, if you want to flip around real quick, and we can see these guys coming over with the high track. How are they going to get it on the turning thing? And does that raise up too?
They'll take the hoist up to the top.
Hoist up here. And then these turn
and
to meet each other?
Yeah.
Wow, that is really cool.
Line up. And of course, we got a guy doing a grease job on his locomotive.
Right.
The 6900. That's a very unique locomotive because it was one of the largest ever made by Union Pacific many years ago.
Okay.
So it's, I guess, maybe 12 feet long.
No, we got the engine.
Looks like now we're getting the high one.
Yeah, finally. We're going to get both of those sets of cars off and out of the way.
And they'll just kind of get this as level as they can, and then...
Yeah, it doesn't have to be exact.
Yeah. And they got a little brace in there I saw that fits perfectly.
Yeah, we call that a bridge.
A bridge, right.
There's a custom bridge
for
for
it.
every gap where you have to get something from one side to the other.
Right.
And we have really no more room for additional containers, so we have to make the most of the square footage we have inside the yard here.
Now, are you guys pretty much maxed out then on your storage space right now, or is there room to expand a little more?
We have room for new members and storage at this point.
This is something that our viewers, who probably have ridden these trains several times, have never actually seen this process.
Right, and others have driven on Placentia and probably never seen the facility.
Exactly.
It's hidden from the road.
Right.
And unless you happen to look at the right time, you don't ever know we're here.
I would almost say it might be one of the best kept secrets of Costa Mesa.
It is.
All right, well, now we're finally making our way, Terry, up to the train where the kids are getting the rides.
Yeah, the station.
That's right. This is exciting.
Along the way, since we're having a meet today, we have opened the park to vendors that sell railroad-related equipment, and one of them's Ben Viola, former club president, actually, and one of the early big-time workers in building the park.
Wow.
So he's now got another hobby, out of control maybe, of fabricating and selling unique stuff.
Hey, so Ben, nice to meet you.
How you doing?
Pretty good. So are you out of control with the stuff you got here?
Well, I don't think I'm out of control. I've started the business up to have a line of product for the railroad hobby.
Right.
And I've got various components, got track components, car components, even machines to take and bend the rail.
Right.
So
is that what this is? Is this a rail bender?
A rail bender.
And what were these things here? Were the
these are the switch frogs, which is where the rail crosses at the switch. Right behind us, you can see one of the frogs in the track there, where the rails cross. We have over here the truck assemblies all built up to mount on the cars.
Right, right.
We have a part over here that we call the car bolster that actually sits on the bottom of the car and mates up with the truck.
Wow, this is great.
And these are an old style truck here. It's a swing motion caboose truck that were on a lot of the cabooses. It gave a softer ride, so you wouldn't have that bounce as the caboose went along.
Thank you so much for taking your time and showing us and explaining to us what you got. I'm going to catch up with Terry now. We just got so much going on here today, don't we?
Yeah, it's kind of frantic.
This is great. We got another train coming by right now. We got some people finally. There's people riding on the trains right now. In fact, I think I recognize this group came through earlier, so that's great. Everybody's having a great time. And we've stopped here at an interesting item. This is what, an electrical switch? Is that what you said?
Right. We have, in a sense, pattern after real railroads where they have remotely operated switches. We'll ask Gary to throw the switch and see how it moves.
All right, he's going to throw the switch, and you'll be able to see, if you focus to the right, I think on the track, you'll see the track moving. And then go ahead and he'll switch it back, and we'll see it move again. That's great. And at this juncture, we're either sending people right into the station, or we send them right on through, continuing maybe their track around.
Steamers, you'll notice, go on to the second track over from the station, and everything else goes to the first track. And that's because the first track is filled in with wood, so people don't stumble on the rail, and the steamer could conceivably burn the wood. And it's very hot underneath. Okay. So we always park our steamers on the gravel base.
But as we make our way over here to the station, we've got lines of kids, parents, people waiting to come in to get their rides. Is this what this is like, what, every third weekend is?
Yeah, it's the third, you count the third Saturday of the month, and that's when we're open, plus the Sunday after that day. And a normal run weekend, we will give about 3,000 rides.
All right, Terry, well, we made our way over here finally to the station where we can see there's engines or trains loaded with some people getting ready to take off, happy faces. And then behind us, over here, this is where I was talking about, where everybody's waiting. You got a line and you got people.
That's right, and this is pretty typical for
Yeah.
this time on a run Saturday.
About